So a few years ago, a movie came out. It was called Murder on the Orient Express, and it was based on an Agatha Christie play, and basically it was bad. I watched it. I did not like it. And so I was going into this movie thinking, I'm going to hate this movie. I already know I'm going to hate it, so why even watch it? And this is a prime example of why I watch movies that I think I might hate, because sometimes I don't hate them. Death on the Nile was released in 2022, and it was written by Michael Green and directed by Kenneth Branagh, who directed the first film as well. There will be no spoilers in this review, so if you're worried about that, don't be. There are no spoilers here. You're safe. But the general idea is it takes place after the first movie, and he goes to Egypt, and he ends up kind of getting roped into this weird romance kind of plot where this couple broke up, and then he got with her best friend, basically. This is set in olden times though, so texting wasn't available, so they couldn't just hash it out. They decided they had to kill people. So there's a lot of people on this boat. It's a honeymoon, and there is a killer on the loose. They are out, they're killing people, and it is up to our hero Hercule Poirot to find out who the killer is and expose them and take care of them, essentially. And, how do I explain this? The very beginning of the movie is really cool. It gives you some background on Hercule. It gives you some cool stuff. It gives him a reason to have his ridiculous mustache, which actually, even after I heard it, I was I'm not sure if that's going to justify it enough. And then I was you know what? It kind of does. So I'm not going to complain about the mustache in this video like I did in my first video. Does it excuse it for the first movie? No, I don't think it does. But it excuses it here, and that's fine. But the first half of this movie is really dry. The characters are kind of uninteresting for the most part. It's just them milling around in Egypt. And I'm okay, cool. But, can we start? When does this movie start? And it doesn't start until, half an hour, 45 minutes in. And that's even, when they get on the boat is, that long into the movie. And I'm just wow, that's oof. But then it picks up really fast from there. They take a pit stop on this really weird temple, and that's where it kicks off. Before that, I honestly was thinking I could probably fall asleep right now. Easily, I could just fall asleep. I had to force myself to stay awake for that part. But then after that, it got really interesting and really cool really fast. I checked my phone as soon as I thought I knew what was happening, who the killer might be. I checked my phone to look at the time because I wanted to know, and it was 1:23. So that's an hour and 23 minutes into the film, which is approximately halfway into the film. I knew who I thought the killer or killers was, right? And I was hoping, because it was a really complicated theory that I had in my brain, and I thought it might be a little bit too complicated for that kind of writing, because I feel people these days like to treat their audiences like they're kids, and I really thought they weren't going to go this direction because it's hard. It was a hard thing to think about. I was I kind of see how this could happen, but they won't do it probably. If they do, props to them. And then by the end of the movie, when they revealed, who the killer/killers were, I was whoa, they did it. They actually did it. So first of all, I want to say I am right. I was correct. I got it before Hercule Poirot. So I am better than Poirot. But I figured it out, and I was that was really cool. And then when it happened, I was it didn't ruin anything for me. Me knowing who it was, or at least knowing who I think it was, didn't ruin it for me. Because there are still possibilities for other people to do it. Everyone on the boat had reasons to do it. Everyone on the boat had, reasons not to do it. It was really impressive that they got that coherency that doesn't exist a lot in murder mysteries. You see it a lot in Knives Out, a really great murder mystery. But in the first one, it was oh, and then the twist in the first one sucked. It was awful. This one was really good. And the ending of the film, perfect. Literally perfect. I was really happy about the ending of this film. I just as soon as the credits started rolling, I was nice, very good for you, because I thought they were going to try to set up a sequel. I thought they were going to try to be Poirot's, I'm please don't, just end the movie with a nice, weird, sentimental kind of uneasiness, and they did, and that was great. Will there be a sequel? I don't know, probably. I almost hope there will be a sequel, because this one was really cool. But honestly, I don't think they're going to, mainly because I don't think this movie's going to do particularly well. I really don't. Like box office wise, but I think that, you know, it's possible. It absolutely is possible that they make a sequel, and I will be happy to watch it, because this one was really, really cool. The acting was fantastic. Kenneth Branagh pulled out a great performance. A lot of other actors did. I'm not going to talk about them, because if I talk about them for too long, you might begin to understand who the killers are. So I'm not going to, except to say that they're all really good. Like, the main cast is really solid, and the supporting cast does its job. It supports. And, like, I was really happy with everyone. Like, I want to say one thing, and this is a specific actor. It's not any spoiler or anything. But, like, Russell Brand was in it for, like, a little bit, and I was like, hey, that's Russell Brand. But he pulled out a good performance for not really doing anything forever, as far as I know. And he did his job. He's supporting. A lot of the supporting characters here did what they had to do. They just supported the main cast, which is not something that happened in the first one, because everyone was a main cast member. Here, there definitely was supporting cast and main cast. And I liked that a lot. I liked the dynamics between the two. I thought it went over really, really well. Again, I think the writing was really good towards the end, but in the beginning, a little slow. It could have picked up, and a lot of it had to do with just weird introductions for characters, which is understandable, because it's a murder mystery, so they have to be careful. I understand. I will say, Kenneth Branagh did give me enough camera movements and camera, like, tricks to kind of keep me interested and pique my interest. The CGI was pretty good for the most part. They sold me that it was in Egypt, except when they would, like, do close-ups on the pyramids. Nope. There's this part where this character, his name is Book. Book comes down the pyramid, and then he's standing at the bottom of the pyramid next to Poirot, and it looked like the fakest, like, 3 steps of a pyramid I've ever seen in my life. But beyond that, it was really, really good. I was impressed with how it looked, given I don't think it had that much of a budget. I guess maybe it did. It is kind of Branagh. Unclear. I don't know. But I liked this movie a lot more than the first one. I still don't think it's perfect. Again, the slowness really dragged down, and again, it felt a little cheesy, but is it a good movie? Yes, I do think it is a good movie. Should you see it in theaters? Yeah, I think you should. If you like Agatha Christie, if you like murder mysteries, this is a good one to watch. We haven't had a good one, in my opinion, since Knives Out, so finally, we get another good one. I would definitely recommend checking this one out, at least, you know, when it comes out on physical or digital. Check it out then if you don't want to go to the theater to see it. I get it. You might fall asleep, honestly, before you get to the good parts, so you do what you want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and give Death on the Nile a B+. Have you guys seen Death on the Nile? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it. I did see it a little later than I intended, but there's like 4 new releases this week. 5 if you count Licorice Pizza for me, because it finally came to my theater. So I've been trying to catch these movies whenever possible. So I apologize that this is a little bit later than I had intended, but that's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you would do me a huge favor and subscribe if you're not already, that'd be a huge, huge help. Subscribing really helps keep the channel going. So I would truly, truly appreciate it if you consider doing that. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.